We will be thrifting and antiquing in both Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and Fort Steele and Invermere, British Columbia. And spoiler alert, I won some money at the resort golf course and casino that I stayed in British Columbia, and I spent it on some thrifted furniture that I found right here in Calgary, which I plan on using for a room makeover, so you may want to subscribe to see that episode in the future. Our first thrift store that we're going to check out is Wynn's Thrift Store, and there are 6 of these in Calgary and 30% off Seniors Days on Tuesdays for anyone 55 plus. Their home decor section never lets me down. And I'm always looking for sterling silver. I found a sterling silver platter in one of the thrift stores last year. And it's kind of a rare find, but I just don't know. Now this is interesting. I looked on the bottom of this and it looks like it's H. Milne pottery, which could be vintage from Ontario. And then there's these two. And USA pottery. I don't know. Should I get them? I love the pattern. I just love it. Oh, I'm so tempted. $3 a piece. Ooh, someone has one for sale for $40 US. I'm so tempted. I'm so tempted. I'll put some thought into that. I am so liking this. Is it marble? $3. It seems like $3 is a magic number. Could be for toothbrushes, pencils. Could even use it as a vase maybe. And I'm always looking for coffee mugs, Starbucks, Tim Hortons. And then this guy here caught my eye. The color, it's so Midwestern. $2. Pendleton. Okay, dishwasher safe. A little bit on the new side, but it looks like it's expensive. Oh, they're asking $25 US for it. I'm so tempted. I love the teal. And then I saw this. Okay, I don't need a tea set. I just want a tea set. And for $60, you got a complete set there. And just what do we have here? This caught my eye, even from a distance. 2007, $4. It looks artist made. Okay, you belong there. I did a Google image search on this, and it looks like it could be modified, kind of artist made on the outside. TV stand, guys. And this elephant teapot. Oh my goodness. I didn't see much in terms of a name brand on it. Or a price, actually. And then this caught my eye. I collect these, but they have to be in nice shape. Although for $2, I would put up with a few chips on it. Okay, guys. I'm back to these. And you know what? I think I'm going to be buying them. Yeah, they're coming home with me, guys.
$6, please.
And next up is Value Village in the Sunridge area of Calgary. And we always have airplanes flying overhead because we're just a couple miles away from the airport. And every Tuesday, save 30% for seniors. They must have just replenished the jewelry section because I was finding piece after piece after piece. So I grabbed a handful of jewelry, and we'll look at my thrift haul towards the end. And I was just so impressed with their collection today. And today's my lucky day for pottery, and I found this beautiful Mexican piece. And then we got into the brass trays, the peacock, and to my surprise, this wall hanging tray, well, it was one of three. So I didn't buy it, but gosh, I was tempted. So far, I have a bunch of beautiful jewelry, and we're only just getting started. And then I saw these little liquor glasses, and they kind of have that iridescent color to it, that sheen that I love, but I don't see them with gold trim too often, and I'm so tempted to pick them up. Value Village has probably the most impressive art collection of all the thrift stores out there. And then I saw this. Okay, it's not a painting, it's a canvas print. And I was tempted to get it and paint over it to make it more thick. But hey, where else can you go and see a Renoir at a thrift store? I love it. $18, not bad, from the National Gallery of Canada. We were there last summer. And then I spotted these. They're a pair. Artist signed. Not bad. So I paid for the jewelry, and then I went to the back to check out the furniture. I wasn't there for furniture. And of course, I spot something. Oh my goodness, what is this? What is this? Okay, guys, I won a bit of money on the trip to BC that you will see. And when I saw this at $149, I'm like thinking, you know what? I could do something with this. This is absolutely stunning. I was driving the Challenger, so if I was going to get this, my husband would have to come and, bring the truck and load it in and bring it home for us. Next stop, the Goodwill bins. And then I saw it. The sofa was only $30, and before I know it, we're loading it into the back of the truck. I couldn't believe my luck. I've wanted a pink sofa all my life. And our next thrift store is the Salvation Army thrift store, again in the Sunridge area. I always find treasures there. I really have to look. I just love needlework, and I think this is crewel embroidery, and for $2.99, it's a bargain. And I'm looking around the store, eyeballing for deals, and what do I see? This carved gourd. Now, I've never seen one before, and it seems to be like a rattle. Again, $2.99. $3 seems to be my magic price. And then we get into some beautiful oddball things. Okay, have you ever seen this before? This pair of, I'm going to call dogs, really took me by surprise. They look so primitive. The paint job is very rough. I did a Google image search. I found nothing at all. And Canada Day is coming up July 1st. And in Calgary, we also have the Calgary Stampede right around the corner, so we're seeing tons of Western wear. And again, pottery. 5 pieces for $12.99. Really, really nice set. I couldn't believe how much pottery is in that store. And also a lot of Canadian pottery and Mexican pottery too. This one here too is from Mexico. Stunning piece, really, really nice condition. I'm telling you, I'm having a really fun thrift today. And then we get into some teak bowls. At least I think it's teak. 3 for $4. Not too bad. I like the shape of this one though better. A 7 for $9.99. It's a pretty good price. A little banged up, and then you get the big salad bowl. Okay, so that's part of the set. So that's part of the 7 for $9.99. And what do we have here for $10? Would you put that on your wall? I don't know. I think I'd be afraid, see it in the dark. Not quite my taste, but I just had to look. This piece here had 2 prices on it, $14.99 on the front and $2.99 on the back. So which is it? I'm thinking $2.99. And I've seen a lot of work by this artist around. You have sort of a sculpture, and then you have wire with something attached to it. $3.99. And more pottery. Look at the color on that. The purples. And it's signed. I can't read the signature. However, I think it could be worth something. And salt and pepper shakers. I always love to check out those. At first I thought they were snow owls, but they're just little white birds with dots. Absolutely adorable. And their pottery is so colorful, and this light green is so in for this season. And then I spotted something. Okay, stuff gets moved around in thrift stores. If you see a collection, it looks like it's missing a few pieces, check the other aisles. It could be just around the corner. I felt obligated to, reunite them all together. But look at that set. It's just absolutely gorgeous. If you're into that look, oh my, look at the paint. Nice job, whoever did that. Just stunning. And under glass, they have a lot of treasures. They have jewelry, ceramics, pottery, gilded stuff. I always check. Sometimes I buy from under glass at the Salvation Army thrift store. And then I saw this. Oh gosh, so the blue, the swirl. I couldn't pick them up, but I knew it was a nice set. And the cheetah for $50, blown glass. I don't know, is it Murano? And the jewelry. You could find sterling silver jewelry here. Gold. I will be picking up a gold ring, I should say, at Salvation Army in this thrift trip. And yeah, just a lot of nice pieces under glass. Beautiful stuff, guys. And then they have the jewelry. I love Aurora crystals. I love copper look. I love it all. And you really have to look. You can find some name brand jewelry right there. This adorable little piece of pottery caught my eye. It looks like it's Majolica and has kind of a Ukrainian look to it. I see the letter H and a stamp, and then I found somebody online who has one for sale for $25. It's tiny. Coming home with me. And up next we have Goodwill, also in Sunridge area of Calgary. I find tons of deals there. It's a brand new store. They opened it up in the fall. Awesome place. And you can enter yourself into the Thrifting Hall of Fame and win some fantastic prizes. They have a pretty good collection of handbags here. But this, is it Gucci? I don't think so. Even the logo was off. They have a lot of Coach. And is that a Prada wallet? I do think so. Jimmy Choo. And is that Guess? Not sure. Michael Kors. Lots of name brands. But you gotta watch it. You see a Gucci or not. Okay, 50% off white tags. Yes. Of course, when I get there, I don't see many white tags. I believe Sunday is the day that they switch over the tag color. Every week they do that. So if you're there on Sunday, you get first pick of whatever color is now 50% off. I spotted this little guy. I love it. It's a tray. Oh my gosh. Okay. Made in China. It looked old, didn't it? And I always check the silver. I'm looking for actual sterling silver, 925 silver. And sometimes I find it. Oh yeah, you gotta look. It's out there, guys. It's out there. If you're looking for a fun, affordable craft for this summer, painting on dollar store glass. Yeah, it's decorative toll painting. Donna Dewberry, watch some of her videos. You'll learn to do this style quite easily. It's toll, it's one-stroke painting, and somebody, I guess, donated their collection. I finally got the knick-knack aisle almost to myself. This aisle is probably the most popular in the whole store. I find good things here. Vintage, I find stuff from Japan, United States. And today, oh my gosh, a border collie, $10. Is it Royal Dalton? Looks like Japan. A very nice piece. Very collectible. And in pretty good shape too. Surprising. Probably was handled quite a bit. And we have another one, $15. And where are you made? Japan also. Look at the bottom of the feet. I had one Border Collie Royal Dalton, and it was worth like over $100. I sold it on eBay. I think I paid, I'm going to say $4 and sold it for $100. Can you believe it? And their art section is not too bad. It's not as good as Value Village, but I find some nice pieces there too. And this one here caught my eye. Okay, you have little birds, $10, hand painted, decorative. And look at the little raspberries. Look at that. Oh my God, that is adorable. Very, very pretty. And I really like this one too. And later on the store, see if you spot it, I find another one to go with it. Someone from Calgary obviously painted this, and it seems to be store-bought pottery hand-painted by someone else who, wanted to pretty up some bowls and saucers. Anyone can do that. It's a fun project. And I loved this. And the turtle. I've never seen a turtle so blinged out. Have you? Also, I want you to run down in the comments and tell me, where are you guys watching from? Are you here with me in Calgary, Alberta, Canada? Are you in British Columbia, United States, overseas, Europe, Australia, New Zealand, the Philippines? I want to know. Run down there and tell me what country, what province, where are you watching from? I love to know where you guys are.
Very cute, but I don't know if who gonna wear it and looks nice actually, because itself is so cute. I really like the way it's done.
Oh, I agree. It is very cute. And I didn't quite put it all the way on, but I know it'll fit. It's adjustable, $35. Juicy couture. I'll take it. This Goodwill thrift store has tons of 925 sterling jewelry, earrings, rings, necklaces, and an incredible array of brooches. They always have at least 4 trays of brooches. And yes, I buy tons of brooches there. They rarely have like a big bag of jewelry, and for $12, they had a bunch of 80s, 90s earrings. I don't know. Should I get it? Should I not? I passed on it because I wasn't quite into what I saw. However, for $12, somebody got a really fantastic deal. Next up is Strathmore Pawn Antiques Collectibles, and they're in Strathmore, Alberta, about a 30-minute drive away from Calgary towards the east. I love going here. I never know what I'm going to find, and today was full of surprises like this vintage dolls baby carriage with collectible ducks, decoys, and if you're into ducks, they had a ton there, and I couldn't believe the price. Look at this. $20 for that little guy. That's a bargain. Vintage decoys. I felt like a kid in a candy store in this section right here. The glass, carnival glass, ruby red cut glass, lead crystal. Oh my gosh, $30 for that carnival. I love it. And then you have pottery. Okay. England, $20. I Google imaged it. This stuff is kind of rare, and they had a whole bunch of it. Your boiled egg goes right in that little circle. And what do we have here? A little box with Burke's on it. Burke's carving set, $40. With the box, anything Burke's, as you know, expensive. And those colors, oh, I get lost in there. And I really like these. I wasn't sure what they were. Are they watercolor? Ink? And they had the pear. And I was so impressed with their vintage jewelry that, of course, I will be buying some. Of course I am. How could I not? And being a pawn shop, they get a lot of nice jewelry, expensive gold, silver, the real McCoy. And then I spotted this for $5. What is it? Oh my goodness. I did a Google image search. It looks like vintage Aldo, if there is such a thing as vintage and Aldo. $5, worth about, I don't know, $35. Is this a Holt Renfrew mink coat for $300? I do believe it is, guys. $300. And typical to pawn shops, we have musical instruments. And they have a really nice collection of glass figurines. Almost everything you can imagine under one roof. It's so worth the 30-minute drive to go east of Calgary to Strathmore. Behind me are the beautiful Rocky Mountains in Canada, and we are going to be going south in Alberta, crossing over to beautiful British Columbia, where we will spend the night at a resort, golf course, and casino in Cranbrook, British Columbia, where I won that money. And then in the morning, we're going to go gold panning and then go to the general store, which has antiques in it. And then we're going to go through the Rockies, hit Invermere, BC, do some thrifting there, and then enjoy the scenery all the way back to Calgary. After a fantastic night's sleep at the St. Eugene Resort, we went to Fort Steele to go gold panning, and in this little store, I saw some antiques. So I thought it was worth a run through. And the first thing I saw was this old potbelly stove. I think it's a potbelly stove. Correct me if I'm wrong. It was over $5,000 though. But, you know, a wood stove's a wood stove. When you get all that chrome on it, they're actually very expensive now. And I just couldn't believe my eyes. I was seeing some very interesting treasures. I'd like to have gotten closer to that jewelry for $1,000, see what that was all about. But they had some affordable things and some things that were quite expensive. Like for this picture, $25, not bad. And it's a gold panning area. So I was not surprised to see that they had a pretty good collection of gold pans and strainers, classifiers if you needed to. If you didn't have a pan and you just found out that you could pan in the river that was really close by, you could always run into this little general store type thing and pick up some mining equipment, just basically panning equipment. And I was actually quite surprised at what they had. And we had hours, so we didn't have to buy anything. So just a word to the wise, prepare yourself before you go so that you have everything. And if you don't find any gold in the rivers, you can always buy some fake nuggets, fake gold nuggets, and fool your friends. Oh my, we had such a good time in the river panning. We have to do more gold panning this summer. That's what we're thinking. We're thinking of getting a metal detector just for the fun of it. But well, I'll believe it when I see it. They're quite pricey, especially one that's targeted just more for prospecting. Tell me in the comments if you have a metal detector that is for gold specifically, like for prospecting. Let me know the brand in the comments, please, and I'll look into it. I was kind of impressed with this little store. Not only did it have antiques, it also had new things that catered to the tourists. I imagine they get tons of people going through there every summer, every winter even. And they had stones and rocks, tumbled rocks, to go along with the gold panning theme of the area. Crack a geode. I bought some of those at a different store one time, and yeah, some nice crystals inside. So tons of little collectible things there. And you could always buy pure gold. If you didn't find any in the river, come on in and you can find some there. You just never know what you're going to see. What is this, a fox or a coyote? Poor old thing. $385. Holy cow. Yeah, and it has the little feeties. Incredible what you'll find in these little small town Western stores. And we had these in the 80s, foxtails. $40, smaller ones. Perfect for tourists. Mugs. Everything imaginable, hey? Under one roof. I'll take that, please. So this is only part of the Wild Horse River Panning Resort. Gold Panning Resort. So we're going to head backward and find where it's a bit easier accessible. So just follow the directions, the arrows on the street. So we're going to eyeball the other side of that bridge. I couldn't get to that pay streak. That's okay. So this is the famous gold panning zone. So I'm going to walk down there. Well, actually not walk down. When I'm down there, I'll walk. Good drive down. But now we're going to look for places where gold could be. And I know how to find them. There's a river. I can find the gold in it. This is it. Probably put my sunglasses on. Now I'm going to go try to find a place to dig for gold. Yeah. I'm looking for places where heavy things have stopped and landed. Because gold's heavy. It's all about being heavy and where do you drop? Gold drops where the current stops. So we dug a deep hole. I'm filling it in. You don't want to leave holes. No gold, no black sand, nothing. Now, I did a hole over here. So I'm digging now right on the top, on the surface. So this here, look, when the river was high, it ran down here. Look, gold is heavy. It wants to drop in certain spots. Other things that are heavy drops in the same spot as gold. So I'm thinking this is a slight pay streak here. When the river was higher, this thing probably just pushed through and went probably down that little one there and out there. I want to pan there, but it's too dangerous. So what did I find? So I found 3 little specks of flower gold. Okay, I know you can't even see that. See, it's a speck. I got 3 in there, but look at the black sand. I wasn't finding that when I was about a foot deep. So that's right on the surface. So that's where we're going to dig for now. So we're looking for heavy stuff. Look at that concrete block. Gold drops where the current stops. Current comes this way, gold drops there behind it. Dig behind that. So I'm just going to walk around here. Look at all this heavier stuff. It coagulates here. Gold runs in streaks. It's heavy. A lot of this stuff is heavy. You might find an old tire rim. You might find nails. Good sign. I know. Nails, really? Yeah. Gold drops where the current stops. So this current in the spring with the runoff, I bet it was way up high, pushing down that gold and everything else that's heavy in the river, pushing it down, and boom. Look, somebody dug over here. I think they dug here. They're doing spot checks. Gold is where you find it. You start finding it, you start digging around. You could have dug there and it could be all right here. You don't know. But once you start getting into a gold bearing zone, get excited. I also found some rose quartz. Interesting. And so I fill up my my strainer with my pan underneath it, and I rinse it to this point. Now a lot of people will just chuck this off like that. No, this is where the good stuff is going to be. If you have nuggets, it's going to be here. So you got to look at this before chucking it out. Because everything that goes through there is going to be smaller. So really look. I got 12 little specks of gold in my gold pan. I call that wash. Where is the gold? That's what I gotta know. Where is it? I'm finding gold behind me. See my tripod? Around there in this hay streak. So we're gonna keep moving, finding specks close to the surface. It's not sure where to go next. I would like to go, I'll show you, over there. So that's my husband. I said I wanted to go actually there. He made it. Okay. So that's where we're gonna go next. So that's it. I'm done panning for the day. So we decided to go up the hill and follow this road, see if there's another place to pan. But everything's private, but look what I see.
This can give up any minute.
I don't even want to get close to the end. Look at that. Look at that. Whew. Good thing I won all that money at that casino last night. Round trip, we were probably away from home for about 30 hours. So we gold panned for about 4 hours. And now we're heading towards Invermere, British Columbia. Let's go see the view. I'm serious. God. Okay. My husband just said don't roll backwards. We started from Calgary on the top right of the map, and we went kind of south and west to BC, where we spent the night in Cranbrook. Now we're heading to Invermere, and then we'll go up north through Banff and back to Calgary. What I loved about the thrift store you're about to see are the low prices. I couldn't believe it, like 50 cents, $1. I don't see that stuff in Calgary. And what do we have here? Jewelry. pendants, brooches, watches. Under glass, they have some sterling silver, some stones. I could spend an hour just looking at this jewelry if I had the time. I didn't see many handbags, a few wallets, but the prices seem to be so good there. And around the corner, it's kind of small, but at the same point, it's very clean and just loaded with items. And like I said, price tags of 50 cents, $1. I loved it. I don't see that in Calgary. For glasses and coffee mugs, I usually see $2 to $4 a piece. And here it was 50 cents. Incredible. And this little guy here is by Avon. A whole bunch of treasures. Everything was mixed together. That's a nice little pottery piece. Did I see a name or an initial? No. I kept looking around and I kept finding things. Okay, I spot something. Okay, 50 cents. I told you. Oh my gosh, is that Limoges, France? Yes, it is. But what is this one? Okay, 50 cents, guys. Okay, I'm going to take that and keep hunting around looking for treasures. And this pottery piece says Dagat. I'm not sure what the first name reads, but I thought it was kind of sweet. I couldn't believe the treasures that are in there. And I just wandered around, looked for more bargains, and they even had some vintage oddball Tupperware pieces, to my surprise, like this little yellow guy. I'm not even sure what that's used for. Again, 50 cents. Oh my gosh, it's worth more than 50 cents. People go crazy about Tupperware, especially the vintage stuff made in USA and Canada. And they even had what looked like a little art gallery in the back. Cutlery. I always look around for silver. You want to see something that's stamped 925 sterling, or a little lion with his paw up in the air. That's the good stuff, guys. Oh, it's out there. We just gotta look. The art was a bit scant, but I have to look. Sometimes you find really nice textile pieces too. Got a quilt. And up here, somebody sewed this. Nice little scene, $2. Just the work alone. Imagine. Yeah. Hand painted lion. They had a set of these teacups, and I found them really nice for spring, summer, with the raspberries on them for $1. And this little stone, I should have bought it. I don't know why I left it there. Caught my eye. Oh, what was I thinking? All right, I didn't realize that this was Paragon until I got home and was looking at the film. I should have picked that up. And look at this guy somebody made. I'm not sure what technique this is. If you know what it is, tell me in the comments, please. Okay, got my old sweatpants on. Let's just walk through again real quick and see if I missed something. I was dodging people so I didn't film them, and I didn't see this section. And I'm always looking at vases, pretty glass. I'm happy. I got Limoges, picking up some jewelry, and we're going to go through my whole thrift haul together when we're home. I love tunnels.
Take the next right toward British Columbia 93 North, then slide right onto British Columbia 93 North.
There's a couple more spots I want to show you. And the first one is the Radium Hot Springs.
Straight to stay on British Columbia 93 North.
It's so nice there. You must stop and see it. And the other place, oh my gosh, you'll have to wait for it. So beautiful. Okay, let's go walk around. What if I told you I'm about to show you one of the most beautiful things you will ever see in your life? Wait for it. The blue-green lake and river waters of Alberta and British Columbia are something to be seen. That alone is worth any trip you take out here in the summer. Going. We made it home, and what do you say we go into our backyard garden and look at the thrift haul I got, and then we'll go back inside the house and check out the furniture. Let's have some fun, guys. And here's the $5 necklace I picked up in Strathmore, and the 2 pottery vases that I got at Wynn's in Calgary. My peonies just happened to be in full bloom. It was the beginning of June 2025 when we took this trip, and the garden was just starting to look good. And this was a Goodwill find. I believe it was $35. I just had to have it. I love flowers. I'm going to wear this ring this summer, guaranteed. Oh, it's chunky, delightful. How about a garden party? Come on over. Let's do it. And this little guy here is Coro. I was surprised to find it. And I don't remember what I paid. Lots of fun. I'm hoping you're enjoying this as much as we did. And this too was $5 from Strathmore. Put it on the garden bunny just for the video. And I'd like you to mention in the comments, what are your favorite thrift stores in either Alberta or British Columbia? Let me know. Let other people know the names of the stores, the city they're in, what you think about them. I love this bangle. Oh, love it. And those roses are Winnipeg Park roses, very hardy in Canada. I think where we are, it's a zone 3, and they thrive here. Aurora stones in the bracelet. Love it. And a lot of these are out there. They're like sterling or silver-plated spoons, cutlery that people cut up and make jewelry with. And I love this amethyst brooch. The purple, the gold tone. I did not see a stamp. And here's another Value Village find. And this one here has an artist's signature on it. I looked it up. Worth about $50. And we have some Avon earrings. Gold tone. And these tiny little glasses. Aren't they adorable? I have way too many glasses in my china cabinet. And I kind of think, well, get them smaller. You can cram more in, I guess. True, but oh my gosh, $4. They're $1 a piece. Okay, I went on another day to the Salvation Army. You didn't see that trip. And this was at what I think is gold. Maybe you can tell me, what do you see there? Did I get taken for a ride? Is this gold? It looks like gold to me. I had a lot of trouble seeing that stamp though. Let me know in the comments. And then this guy here I got in Fort Steele at that little antique store. Although it's new, it's tourist art. Should say it's tourist jewelry. And the Limoges. Oh my goodness. That one is Limoges. Tiny little plate. Stamped. 50 cents. Can you believe it? 50 cents. The same with that one. What a beautiful trip. We had so much fun. And then I picked up this mystery bag at another Salvation Army. And I saw this Disney sterling silver pendant in there. I'm not sure if that's for a charm bracelet. But that alone could be worth $25. So it paid for the bag. I really like that. And a Mickey Mouse silver-plated spoon. So those are the two things that I wanted out of that bag. I'm not into collector spoons, but if you are, oh gosh, they're out there in thrift stores galore. And oh, look at this one. Universal Studios. Yeah, I think I like that one too. Those gardens in, where's that? Victoria, British Columbia. I should have picked up a spoon, even though I don't collect, from Fort Steele. And an oddball watch strap, all in that little mystery bag. So this stuff here I picked up piece by piece. This is a Salvation Army thrift store find in Calgary. And there's two brooches. This is one of them. And when we flip it over, see the back, the texture on it? The other one has the same texture too. So that was from Invermere. Again, this one also is from Invermere. Invermere, and can be worn as a brooch or a pendant. And this guy says Sherman on it. $4, Sherman. Now, I had trouble trying to find something similar with the leaf by Sherman, so I was suspicious. What do you think? Do you think that leaf goes with that Sherman chain? Or did somebody put it together like that? The gold tone is a perfect match. The leaf and the chain, they match. Oh my gosh, purple. Don't you love it? Now, this is a mystery too. It says ports. I'm thinking it's a belt, but I'm not sure. What do you think? It's very thick and chunky. And then we have Leah Sophia. I'm getting quite the collection of Leah Sophia jewelry. $4. And here's that other brooch. Paid $2 for it. And once we flip it over, we'll see that the pattern matched that kind of like bow that we saw at the beginning here. So they're obviously by the same maker. And I just don't know who the maker is. If you know, let me know in the comments, please. And this guy here is kind of fashion. I thought it was playful for $1. Kind of fun. I love it. I just love it. And here we go. Inside. Yeah, $30. I wanted a pink sofa all my life, and I found one. $30. And the bureau, spoiler alert, I want to make that into the world's largest jewelry box. What do you think? You better subscribe, because if I do, you're going to want to see it. And this is like my little art gallery. Pulling together, getting it furnished. More to come in the future.
Guess who won? Yeah, little old me.